That was great though, because I wasn't expecting so many people to come, because I didn't expect that the hype that I actually had. So then when I walked in the venue, I was like, wow, like there's actually so many people here. And then I had my homemade stage and I performed, and I was like, wow, this is it. Like this is it. Like this is what's gonna go down for a while.
Hello and welcome to Series 2 of Who Says You Can't, the podcast from EE that celebrates those who fly in the face of convention. I'm Rick Edwards, and in this new series, I'll be talking to people who didn't wait for an invite to create their dreams, people who have used all the digital tools at their disposal to make it, and who took "you can't do that" as a challenge, and just did it anyway. Each guest has handed over their phone for me to have a good old look through, and I'll be asking them questions based on what I dig up. If you want to get a peek at what I find, you can see them on EE's YouTube channel now. Today's guest is rapper and musician Jimothy. Be half musician, half mystery. Who says you can't? Jimothy, hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm really good, actually. I'm excited about having a little chat. And thank you very much off the bat for letting me have a look through your phone. I'm going to pull some stuff out. We're going to discuss. So for anyone who hasn't seen any of your work or heard your work, how would you describe yourself? How would you describe Jimothy?
Well, every genre.
Every genre. It's a big claim.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I used to always say, I'm hip hop / pop / hip hop. But you know what? I think it's just about you listen to the songs if you want, and you can make the judge of it yourself. Because I think all these genres are just getting a bit crazy now. Do you know what I mean?
So you don't like to be pigeonholed?
Not at the moment, no. Yeah, maybe in the future. Yeah.
You've changed your name, sort of, from Jimothy Lacoste just to Jimothy now. Yeah. Have you dropped the Lacoste totally? Could it come back again?
No, Lacoste has always been there.
And it will always be there?
Yeah.
But you've simplified it for now?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Okay, what made you decide to do that?
You know what? That's for me to know, for everyone else to find out. But Lacoste is there. Lacoste will always be there, and it's there to stay for now.
Okay, so it's bubbling under.
Yeah, that's.
I like it. It's mysterious.
Yeah. It's the best way to be, man.
I feel like you're going to keep me guessing in this chat, aren't you?
Yeah,
I don't mind it.
A lot of people get frustrated with me because every time they ask certain questions, and I don't want to answer, they then some people get offended, some people like it,
I think I'm going to like it.
That's good. That's good.
I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get offended, but you never know. You never know. Let's not rule it out.
No. Yeah.
I've got a good photo of you here, as a very young man at a house party.
Yes.
This one.
Yes. Yeah.
How old are you there?
So I will not say the age, but I
give
will.
me ballpark. How long ago was it?
It was around, I think, 5 years now.
5 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
And so was this pre-Jimothy beginning then?
So that was the very first house party that I went to, and I was with my boy Teo. He brought me in to the house party. I wasn't invited. A lot of us weren't invited. Some people.
I know those parties.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the first house party. I didn't have any music out then, but I already kind of knew myself back then. I was doing my photography back then.
Okay.
But then I've maybe taken like 400 photos altogether, which isn't very much. Some people can take that, in 1 hour, but it was more, I was more to my photography back then.
When did you transition into the music then?
I transitioned in, so basically what happened was I was at college. Within a few months after that, that's when I came out with the first song, or maybe 1 year. I can't remember now. It was such a blur back then. It's such a blur, but yeah.
And what made you go from doing the photography to the music?
Well, I was on my software, and I've always been into making beats. And basically, I came back from like a part. I think it was like a rave or something. And basically, I was like, let me make a beat. by this time I already had beats here and there, maybe 4 or 5 beats, and then I made this one. I thought, you know what, let me actually write some lyrics to it. Wrote the lyrics. I was like, yeah, let me do a music video for it. I went straight in. I called one of my guys up. I was like, listen, man, you do your photography. I need you to just film me. Don't worry, I'll let you know what to do. He pulls up, we film it. The next day, he shows me the footage. I'm like, oh, not liking it. We go back, we do it again. And then I edited it quickly. From there, that was just out on YouTube for me myself to just be like, cool, I'm proud of what I've done, and for my friends to see it. And I didn't tell my friends about it. I was just like, here guys, I just did a video.
And what did they make of it?
They were shocked, yeah, because I've always been seen as like the weird one in the group, yeah.
And so were they impressed then?
I think some were, yeah. Yeah.
You say you re-shot the video, so did you have quite a clear idea of what you wanted the video to feel like then? Yeah, I already knew the location, the outfits, because at the time, that's when I also properly found my style. Now, I found my style way before, but this is when I was like, cool, this is the style. So that, from that, it was very like, right, how am I, I can take photos, but, let me put music. Basically, the music video was perfect for me, and music simply because I can show off my outfits and what, my style, I should say, more than the outfits. But, I knew the outfits, knew the location, knew what I wanted him to do. Yeah. And the outfits they're a big part of it, and your style.
Yeah.
Where'd they come from?
Well, they came from like meeting people in life. I mean, I met like in when I was very young. I must have been about 13. Mm-hmm. I was hanging out with an old friend of mine in Tufnell Park, and basically he introduced me to his old friends, which they were in their 20s, and I was 13, and they were dressed very, very nicely. And then from there, I was like, wow, like this is a very nice way of dressing,
I love that.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So then I kind of like got influenced, and then did that, and then started. While I was doing this, I started realizing like, oh, like there's more nice people that are dressed like this, and the respect you get, and everything, and the beauty, and yeah. But sometimes I will bang on, a full grey tracksuit, but I'll still give it a style. Do you know what I mean? Like it can't just be any grey tracksuit. It still has to fit. It still has to be a certain, slimness and stuff like that.
You were diagnosed with dyslexia, right?
Yeah, and dyscalculia, which is dyslexia in maths.
Oh, so it's like with numbers.
Yeah,
so similar
I
to
can't
dyslexia,
tell the time. I can tell digital, but not the hat.
But not analog. Okay.
Yeah.
And so how old were you when you were diagnosed?
Oh, I mean, you know what? I never even got diagnosed properly by a doctor, but it was so obvious. And, me and my mum were like, kind of too lazy to actually go to the doctors. But it was, the teachers were like, he can't read. He's terrible at numbers. Always needed a helper in my table in primary. That by the age of like 3, 4, 5, really, everyone was ahead. Everyone was putting their hand up. Oh, I know this equals this, blah, blah, blah. I'm still there. Like, what does equals mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
So what did that mean for your schooling then?
So that made schooling very difficult. I always needed a helper. Then from there, I went to a school specifically for people with difficulties in learning. That was very fun at first, but then it kind of got complicated. Yeah, that's all I can say really about that for now.
So the school that you went to, did you enjoy it? Was it useful, do you think?
It was useful for me to have a different understanding of life, but I wouldn't say. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't say. If anything, it got me more lazy to get good at maths or writing. But I think it was good for.
But benefited you in other ways? Definitely,
yeah. It put me in a completely different world.
So do you think that's influenced your creativity now?
Definitely, yeah. If it wasn't for that school, I wouldn't be as creative as I am now. That's for sure, yeah.
Do you think you just have a different outlook on stuff?
Yeah, outlook on everything, outlook on people, social skills, making music, clothing, everything. Because there was no one there to judge me, so I was allowed to be in my own bubble. And then I started discovering a lot of stuff from there. I was like, wow, so, I'm not being judged. Because of that, I'm not scared. When I'm not scared, I'm doing things. And when you're not scared and you do things, that's when you do really well in life, It put me in a mindset where I wasn't being judged. And because of that, I was able to actually explore things and create things in a different way. And then that's what made things quite exciting and interesting and, work well for me.
So you felt more free, I suppose, because you didn't have peer pressure, maybe, in some senses?
Yeah, like, I didn't have pressure in general, peer pressure. No one was judging me. No one was there to criticise me, nothing, And I think people, some people say it's good to get criticised, but I think constructive criticism is good, because, criticism can seriously mess up someone's confidence to the point where they don't want to do it again. And then they really get nowhere,
And you're less likely to explore novel stuff, right? Because if people are saying, no, that's rubbish, you're like, oh, okay, and you pull back and kind of end up being within yourself.
Exactly. No one was there to say anything,
It's quite nice.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I don't regret anything,
Did you grow up around a lot of music?
My sister really always played music in the house. I think that's what it was. So that naturally came into me, into my ears, She always had friends over and they always used to play music.
So what kind of stuff? What kind of stuff were your sister and her friends playing?
Like like a lot of R&B, like hip hop, garage, like rock, stuff like that. And a lot of people were like, oh, so this person and this person. Like, I don't know who the hell that is. But then I hear a song and I know the lyrics to it. So that's what happens to me. Yeah.
Oh, so you're one of those guys who knows loads of music but wouldn't know the name of the song or the name of the artist necessarily.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah.
So are you a hip hop fan?
Yeah.
Because hip hop feels like the closest thing, I suppose, to what you do.
Yeah. See, it's interesting. Like, I love hip hop, and now the more older I've gotten, like, the more I've realised what hip hop is, and that's why I'm not like annoying about it.
What are you listening to at the minute?
So at the moment, what am I listening to? I'm actually not listening to hip hop at the moment, but at the moment, what am I listening to? Like classic house. Yeah, a lot of classic house, because these days I'm very I've got a lot of energy, and when I have a lot of energy, I like to dance in my kitchen and in my room. So that's usually house, classic house.
Are you cooking in the kitchen, or are you just dancing?
You know what? I'm not cooking at all, man. But I'm gonna be cooking very soon.
Are you?
Yeah.
What's on the menu?
Oh, rice. A lot of rice, and like very plain pasta. But I want to take it easy on the pasta, man. I gotta be careful with the pasta. I've heard things that kind of scare me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What kind of thing?
Well, just gluten this, gluten that. I mean, I went like gluten-free for like months, but I did this thing where I'll eat once a month. And then I just didn't do that and ate gluten when I wanted. And that is how it is currently. But I am seeing, I don't know, like I don't like to eat something and be like, oh, is this hurting me? So I do need to eat healthier. Because back in the day, I ate so much healthier.
How come?
Less stress, I think. I mean, it's not even that I'm more stressed now, but it's more like back then I was very, very distracted to the point where I didn't have cravings for sugars and stuff like that, And I'm distracted now, quite distracted now, because now I'm quite busy again, which is really good, and I can see myself eating a lot healthier now. But, I feel like last year I had too much free time, basically.
Too much free time, too much sugar.
Yeah, because you're just bored and you're craving things, and then, yeah.
I've got to ask you, have you got a favourite fruit? Because I know that when you go in on fruit, you go in on it.
Yeah, I really do. At the moment, it's grapes. At the moment it's grapes. I don't like oranges anymore.
Because you used to get through, 5 oranges in a sitting?
Yeah, 4 oranges in if I peeled them 10 minutes, but if I juiced them 4 minutes.
But you've gone off them?
Yeah, because basically one, it was just taking ages, too much mess, and then peeling was difficult, don't have the nails for it, and I was still getting sick with colds. So I thought, there's vitamin C. Either I'm eating really bad oranges or, So then I was like, grapes are nicer. And then right now it's grapes, berries, bananas.
You getting through a bunch of grapes in a sitting?
Oh yeah. I've had a whole pack, easy. Yeah, easy. It's hard to stop once I'm eating them.
Yeah, they're like nature's sprinkles.
That's it. Yeah, 100%. They're the sweets. Yeah.
So, what's your day-to-day like then? How busy do you get? What are you working on at the moment?
So I'm working on the album at the moment. And
how's that coming along?
Yeah, good. I'm just picking the songs now. Got to make sure they're all right. Yeah, album. And clothing stuff, and then other side businesses, but I need to really make sure that I am not focusing on too many things. A lot of people say you can focus on loads of things, some people say you can't. I actually can't. So I need to be very clear on, right, this is what I'm going to focus on, and if I want to do these other things, I need to make sure it's a very hands-off operation. Yeah.
Or just so you're someone who needs to do one thing at a time. So all your focus on the album, and then once that's done, move on to something else, and then... Basically,
and if I am in a situation where something else on the side does need to be done, I'll try it, and get someone to do it for me or something like that, yeah.
And so album-wise, where are you working on it? Are you just working at home? You got your own studio set up? Yeah,
basically, but so I'll usually do all the demos at home in terms of the vocals, and then I'll take it to an actual studio to get a better mic and stuff like that. Yeah.
How's the music evolved? So I think your first video I saw yours was 2017. So in that 3 years, how has your music changed, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I have seriously changed. Yeah, so much. I mean, the mindset's still differently, but I have learned a lot of things. I think I wouldn't be able to pinpoint exactly what's changed, but definitely maybe the way I look at things now. Yeah.
And are you recording in a different way? Is it a more... Well, you said you're going to a recording studio to use better mics and stuff.
Yeah.
How were you recording back in 2017?
The same way, the same method, but just on a really rubbish mic.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it's just way better, because at the end of the day, it's just when I'm in my car, or I'm in someone's car, or at a party, and then they play the old songs. I'm like, holy crap! I should have got this mixed and mastered. You know what I mean?
But did you not know about that kind of thing?
No, not at all. I mean, it still works, and I think
it does still work. Yeah.
Yeah, it still works, and there's a massive beauty behind that itself, But
part of the appeal of your stuff is it feels like you have total ownership over it. Sound, look, style. It's very kind of cohesive, but it also feels quite DIY.
Yeah, it's great, but it's stressful. It's stressful because there's a lot of ego behind that, and that's good. But at the same time, that ego thing can really mess things up, heavily. Seriously, it can destroy someone's life. And I've seen that it's affected me in negative ways. So I'm working on that at the moment. Yeah.
How are you working on it?
Well, being open to try new things, I've always been open to try new things, but being more open to try new things and looking at the bigger pictures in life and thinking more forward and stuff like that, and thinking what my fans want, what they want to hear, what I want to hear, First, it's always me. If I make a song that I'm wow, this is making me cry, but all my fans we don't like it, I'm still putting it out, but at the same time, I do have to think in certain ways. Yeah.
Would you collaborate with other artists?
Oh yeah, definitely. As long as the beat is good, I'm happy, and as long as I like their voice, that's a big thing. If I don't like the beat and I don't like their voice, it's not happening. I don't care how much fame you've got, it's not happening. I'd rather collab with someone with zero fame but an amazing, unique voice and you know, an amazing beat, then I'm up for it. Yeah.
Here's a quick message to remind you that Who Says You Can't is brought to you by EE, the nation's #1 network for 5G. If you're a streamer, a gamer, a VRer, or a telly-on-the-go watcher, you're going to want some 5G on your phone. And back to the podcast. You mentioned your fans. How much dialogue do you have with your fans? How much do you pay heed to what you think they want and like about you?
Like, what I am basically very aware of is if I really like it, my fans are going to really like it. So I just kind of go through that. I'm never really making a song and being like, oh, are my fans going to like this bit? Are they going to like that? You know, if I did that, then that's when my music would, it would
suffer.
It would suffer, and I wouldn't be where I am now. Yeah.
What are your fans like?
Yeah, they're cool. You know, the real fans, you know, they're very positive. They appreciate good music. So yeah, they're great. They honestly are great, and that's what really touches my heart when times are tough. And they're still there, and I'm still seeing the same faces at the shows, and that's what really motivates me.
Do you enjoy the shows? Do you enjoy the live stuff?
I love the shows. You know, I love the shows. You know, it's just the funnest thing I can ever do. It's being on stage and speaking to the fans. It's just, it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it. Yeah.
When was the first show?
The first ever show, 2017, but I'm not sure when in 2017. Or maybe it was 2018, actually. Maybe the very beginning of 2018. That was great, though, because I wasn't expecting so many people to come, because I didn't expect the hype that I actually had. So then when I walked in the venue, I was like, wow, there's actually so many people here. And then I had my homemade stage, and I performed, and I was like, wow, this is it. This is it. This is what's gonna go down for a while.
Also, I've got to say, you've played Alma Street Fair in Kentish Town. And I live around there, and I go every year. Sick, and it was cool.
Sick. Was you there in the crowd?
It was good. It was really good.
Nice. Yeah, that was a really, really fun show. I really like doing those kind of shows. You know, small capacities, you know, but it's very open to all ages and stuff like that, you know, because a lot of venues in London are like no age this, no age that, and, you know, and just very very chill, open vibe. I love doing those kind of shows, yeah.
We've got to talk about your dance moves.
Yeah.
They're unique.
Yeah.
Where'd they come from?
I think the same thing, like I was saying earlier, in terms of seeing other people dance and then seeing so many other people dance, it then gets moulded to my own kind of thing.
Do you feel any? You were saying at school it was great because you didn't feel any pressure. Do you feel now that you have a fan base, you've got a reputation, people know you for a certain style of music, the way that you dance, the way that you dress?
Yeah.
Do you feel that there's pressure now to deliver? You know, when you bring out the album and you start doing more shows again?
Well, what I would say is, if I was to let it get to me, I'd go crazy. But I don't, which is good. I've got a strong mind for me to realise, this is actually fine, you know. And I think that's why a lot of artists go crazy, because they do let that pressure get over to their head and they forget how they got up there in the first place. Then they're surprised if certain things slow down, or they're surprised if they get people get angry. You gotta just be. I basically just make sure that it doesn't get to my head, and make sure that people are gonna. As long as I like it, I'm happy, basically.
What's your favourite track?
My favourite track. It's interesting because I used to say, this one. But now I've realised, every time I'm like, oh yeah, this is my favourite one, then I'll play another one, but actually no, this was my favourite. Actually no, this one's my, no, this one. So honestly, I love them all.
For me, I think it's I Can Speak Spanish. I love it, and I really love the video as well. It's a good.
Yeah, that one was interesting because this is the craziest thing. I made that beat before the very first music video.
Oh, that's an old beat.
Yeah, it was like a 2 years old beat. So, basically, I made that beat. So, Timmy was the first video. Before doing that song, like I said, I had other instrumentals, and I was already planning on doing a music video. And I then did I Can Speak Spanish instrumental beat, and I thought maybe this should go over Timmy, and I was like, no, Timmy needs a different beat. And then I completely forgot about the beat, completely forgot about it, and then danced to the beat, posted the video on Instagram, and then I realised that actually, it's actually a pretty good beat. My managers at the time was like, whoa, this is a good beat, you should write to that. So that's good that, I had that, so it goes to them, the respect goes to them. They're the ones that told me, yo, bro, like, this beat is really good.
Don't forget that beat. And I think a lot of, that's why as an artist or anything you do, you need someone there to be like, whoa, like, this is good, do this. No one gets anywhere by themselves. That's just not how it goes, Everyone needs help. So yeah, it's like a 2-year-old beat. There's some interesting kind of tropes in your music videos where they're kind of drawing a bit on hip hop in the way that there's like nice cars, girls, like stylish attire, but all like through like a Jimothy filter.
Yeah.
To me, so it's a bit like hip hop, but it's also not like hip hop.
Yeah. I guess that's where the inspirations come from. Because I do like my cars, and I do like my women, and I do like my style. I think that
comes across.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
What's the future looking like for you? What's 2020 hold?
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's very exciting.
Will the album drop this year?
Hopefully, it will. Yeah.
Anything else that you can?
Yeah, 2 new singles coming out, album, and then after the album, a nice UK tour.
Yeah, are you going to go further afield than the UK, or don't know yet?
Don't know yet. Yeah, we got to just like plan things out first. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Before we finish, we're going to do a little dive through your phone. You got your phone with you.
Yeah.
So turn him on.
Yeah.
Can you open your browser, whatever you use, and tell me the last web page you were looking at?
I was looking at cars and the word pessimism.
And the word pessimism?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I just learnt that word recently. And then Morrison's vanilla extract.
Oh yeah, getting yourself some vanilla.
Yeah, because I want to bake a cake. Yeah.
Oh, of course, in the kitchen.
Yeah.
When
that's
you're dancing.
That's the thing. I'm gonna get back into cooking, man. Yeah.
And so with the car, were you looking at a car to put in a video, or? No,
it was basically like the Mercedes I've got now is nice. It's beat up. It's an old beat. It's nothing crazy, nothing special, but it's okay. But I would like a new one in like a year, 2 years time.
And are you talking classic Mercedes, like a 280 SL or something?
You know what? I used to love those, but the problem is I've realised at the end of the day, a new one is going to fuel my ego just as much, and at the end of the day, it's going to be more work, the other one. So it's like, yes, fair enough, I'll look more cool, but the other, I really like modern cars now, I will say, but I don't think I'd ever do down payments on stuff, on cars, not anymore. I mean, my mindset has changed so much now with all that stuff. I mean, all that materialistic stuff is not good, man. It's not good.
So you wouldn't go down the old Jaguar XJS route?
So
sort of see you.
Yeah, no, that one I would like, but I think that's the stuff I would get once, like I've got lots of wealth to the point where if an engine goes wrong, I'm not going to then start crying if I've got to spend 20,000. Do you know what I mean? It's like, people don't realise that with old cars, Yeah,
the upkeep's a nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the problem, But I would definitely love an old car, man, especially the old Ferraris and stuff. At the Ferrari Testarossa.
Oh,
Yeah.
Beautiful car.
Yeah.
Those gills.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not into...
I can see you in one of those, actually.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. And I hate Lamborghinis, but the only Lamborghini I like is the Countach.
The Countach?
Yeah, that's the only one I like. Yeah.
It's a classic, like just a super fast
it just
angular
looks ridiculous.
wedge.
It looks ridiculous. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
I had a poster of one of those on my wall when I was a kid.
Is it? Yeah.
Beautiful car.
Yeah, man, it's sick.
Okay, let's. Can you open your YouTube?
Yeah.
Click on the subscriptions button at the bottom.
Yeah.
What's the top video on there?
Top video, kittens with mum.
Oh, are you a cat guy?
Yeah, a little bit. The guy called Robbins SSC Plut. He literally, so he doesn't talk. I don't think anyone knows his face, and he lives in a country where there's abandoned kittens everywhere. And then he just films them and just feeds them.
I feel like I might go down a rabbit hole and watch a load of these.
Oh, honestly, yeah.
I'm looking at it now and I like it.
But I love dogs as well. You know, it's funny because a lot of dog people that I know hate cats, but cat people love dogs and cats. So that says a lot, doesn't it?
I'm a cat person, but I also like dogs.
Yeah, that's good to know, man.
Yeah, you subscribe to a lot of channels on YouTube?
Yeah, like loads of like 1 free, 2 musicians, and then
A load of cats,
and then just like self-help people.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where you were looking at pessimism.
That's it. Yeah.
Get rid of pessimism.
Optimists and pessimists. And, yeah.
Optimism is the way to go.
Definitely.
I think.
Definitely, man. Yeah.
Can you show me the last photo on your camera roll, and we can decide whether we're going to describe it to the listener or not?
Okay.
What have you got?
A door.
It's
underground.
It's a door at Chalk Farm.
Yeah.
That looks like you've taken that by mistake, to be honest.
Yeah, I probably did take that by mistake. Yeah. Just
But keeping it real on the tube, though.
Oh yeah, man. I'm always on the tube, you know. That's another thing, you know. I've got songs about me on the tube. It's got to be done, man. It's quick, do you know what I mean?
Can you open your whatever music app you use? Tell me the last thing you were listening to.
Last thing, one of my own songs. Yeah, literally.
That's really
amazing,
good.
Yeah.
Okay, song that you were listening to before one of your own, then.
Before.
Oh, we're scrolling down a long way here. It's mainly you, isn't it?
Yeah, another song as well of mine. I don't. This is.
You're a fan of your own work. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah, man. I was at a party recently and I was playing my own music to my ears from my phone. This one girl was like, "You're so weird. You're so weird, aren't you? Playing your own music."
Yeah, but I like the fact that you enjoy your own stuff.
It's got to be done, man. It's got to be done.
Okay, artist that isn't you that you were last listening to then.
Let me go on the YouTube song playlist because that's the one I get the proper history.
Okay.
Octavian. Death of a Traitor freestyle.
Oh, nice.
And then this girl called Hook.
Oh, I don't know her.
She's new. I literally discovered her recently. She's sick.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of thing?
Like hip hop, but it's like over a really aggressive beat, and the way she's like rapping is really aggressive. I really like it.
Hook?
Yeah, her name's Hook. Yeah, Hook.
It's a good name as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a bad name at all.
Octavian and Hook, okay.
Yeah.
And do you use your notes app at all?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Last note in there, please.
I've got thousands in here about my weaknesses.
Oh, your weaknesses?
Yeah.
How long's the list?
People are going to think this is scripted, but it really isn't.
No, genuinely. I've just looked at it. It is my weaknesses. You don't have to tell me what they are if you don't want. How many on the list, though? How many are we looking at?
So far, there's 4 so far. There's so much more. I'm just basically.
That's all right. That's a work in progress.
Exactly. Basically, every time I go through something that I'll remember and then put it down on my phone. I need to be aware of this, man. I need to be aware of this. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you going to do with the list once you finished it?
Tell everyone I work with, so then they're aware of what my weaknesses are, to help me or to like work with me.
Yeah, look out for this.
Yeah, basically, look out for this, and yeah.
Go on, give me one. Give me one weakness.
Cool. Hopefully, it's not too mad.
You choose.
Yeah. So, getting offended or angry or paranoid about someone saying something to me because I'm sensitive and have a big ego.
That's a good one.
Yeah, basically, what I've realised is a lot of people are, oh, that person's so rude, oh, that person's so rude. But what's actually going on, sometimes they are, but what's actually going on is you just have such a big ego and you're also sensitive, or just one or the other, that you feel like everyone's out to get you. You feel like, oh my God, this person just offended me. And I do have that a bit. So, which I've, just like worked on so well now. 6 years ago, I was terrible with it. I thought everyone was telling me off. That's why in school, every time I got told off, I'd go crazy, or someone told me not to do something, or stuff like that. It really affected me. But now it's like, no, this person's just being honest, or this person's just being straight up. They're not being rude, but sometimes they are being rude, and so I'm getting better.
They're just identifying what people's intention is.
Yeah, and it's because I'm now aware of my ego and me because I'm very sensitive to people's energies. I'm very sensitive to that, so I'm aware of this. So then I'm aware the root cause, and then I can really analyse whether actually, am I being paranoid?
I also saw your lock screen.
Yeah.
What's written on it?
So analyse your whole day.
Analyse your whole day.
Yeah,
okay, so at the end of each day, do you do that?
I have like this thing where I can get really crazy at the end of the day, and upset with myself because it's like I've not done anything today. I've not worked on anything today, but I usually do work on a lot of things. And I usually do go through a decent amount of progress a day. So then what I do is basically look back on the path and actually realise, oh look, I did this, I did that, I did this. This is actually pretty good. And then I relax. So no, it's just kind of just analysing the whole day in case I get depressed, in case I get annoyed, in case, I think I'm, procrastinating or whatever, but that's absolutely normal with artists and, entrepreneurs and people where they want to, think big and always work on new things and projects and stuff where they never feel enough is enough. Same with bodybuilders. That's why they get bigger and bigger. It's like, I'm not big enough. So I need to basically, slap myself and be like, whoa, relax. You've actually done all right. And then I won't go crazy.
Are you a bit obsessed with productivity?
Yeah. The reason is because I love to work hard so I can chill hard, you know what I mean? So I can work hard and then do an all-night with friends and stuff like that, and then I won't feel bad about it because I like doing that. And I like working, but I'm also very aware that getting burned out is the worst thing that could happen.
But I think that, like you say, it's quite common for people who are creative, who want to be productive, that they feel that they have to earn those times when they chill. 100%. And so if you get to the end of a day and you're like, I've achieved some stuff, you're like, great, now I can let my hair down for a bit.
Exactly.
But then you kind of, that's like a cycle, isn't it?
Exactly. It's good and bad. It's good because you'll end up, getting things done. It's bad because if you aren't aware of it and you don't actually take control of it, you'll end up burning out, and then you'll end up not working at all. And then you can end up in a very bad place. But because I'm aware of it, I don't end up in a bad place, which is good. Because
you've got your lock screen.
I've got the lock screen.
It reminds you. Analyse your day.
Exactly. There you go.
So, if people could take one message away from your journey so far, your story so far, what would it be? So much stuff, but I think and I don't think there's a main thing, but because all the things makes it the main thing, but basically one thing would be, don't get lost and stay in the path. That's the biggest thing. Don't get lost and be very clear on what you want. And if you change your mind, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure you're around people that understand you when you change your mind, because then you don't want them thinking you're simply crazy. I mean, artists are crazy, but I guess they need to be aware that you're an artist, basically. So you're gonna have moments. You're gonna have this, probably that, and so many other things. Yeah. Do you have long-term goals?
Long-term goals are fine, but I always end up changing my mind so much on things. So right now I'm trying to do 5-year goals, which is quite easy. It's more like, okay, in 5 years I want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
But that's as far as I go. Maybe that's also one of my weaknesses. Yeah, is actually planning ahead and stuff. Yeah.
Get it on the list.
Yeah, that is already there actually.
Okay, good.
There you go. Yeah.
Jimothy, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for talking to me, man.
Thank you
Cheers.
so much. Thank you.